If you're like me and stayed away from picking Eagle McMahon at the Las Vegas Challenge, you're still in your Survivor Leagues. And I do have another top 5 guy that you may want to stay clear of at Waco this weekend. So quick recap of the Las Vegas Challenge Survivor picks. My guy to stay away from was Eagle McMahon, and he missed the cut for Survivor Leagues. I missed out on one other player, Garrett Gerthy. He finished 16th spot by 1 stroke. Fortunately, if you picked him, you missed out as well. But I did hit on Ezra and Kevin Jones, who were my 2 locks for the week. So I am moving on in both of my leagues. I will continue to let you guys know how I am doing in my Survivor League. I want to be transparent with you on who I'm picking and how I'm doing in my leagues. We're all in this together. Fantasy disc golf is new, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. So for this weekend, we have Waco. Now, this tournament is played at the Beast, which is an incredible course and can destroy people's lives. It is a brutal course, and really, we've seen a lot of different things happen here. And it's one of those tournaments where you can realistically say 25 to 30 different people could be in the mix. We always seem to have a couple of guys pop off. Ganon Burr, last year, actually, this was his coming out party for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Gavin Rathbun put on a show at Waco last year as well. So we always see some of those lesser known guys play out here in Waco, because this course can really hurt if you're off by an inch or a foot. So this is actually one of those tournaments where I feel like going with a guy like Paul Macbeth might be the best route. There's a lot of risky guys that I think are going to be good options, but again, like I said, this tournament is one to where it's tough to stay at the top every single year. So I'm going to go through kind of who I think are some of the better options if you want to stay away from that top tier group. First off, I do want to say Paul Macbeth could easily end up as one of my picks this week. He is always great at Waco, came out last week at Memorial and shredded the course. The Beast is a very different course than the courses he played last week, but he is one of, if not the best all-around disc golfer on the planet, and he's going to be able to adjust no problem. First up is actually somebody who missed cash last week for the first time in 14 years, Kayla Visca. He has shown out at Waco in the past, coming in 2nd and 3rd the last two times he played the event. And with him missing cash last week, we don't know how that's going to affect him, if it's going to throw off his groove, or if he's going to be able to come back and perform as usual here at Waco with another top 5 finish. He is not somebody that we usually see a ton of on tour, but this is an event that he feels very comfortable with apparently and balls out on. So he is somebody who is farther down on the overall rankings, but he is somebody that you could absolutely take a look at here at Waco if you're looking for a value pick and not to use one of those top 5 picks this early in the season. Next up is actually Chris Dickerson. He is somebody that I feel his game fits this course very nicely. He has not played it but once, and he came in 7th place. And that was with an OB rate that was double his average for the entire 2021 season. This course does lean towards a higher OB rate, but if he's able to make some of those corrections, he could absolutely be a top 5 finisher again this year at Waco. He is playing with with new discs, new plastic, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect him on some of these tighter fairways, but he's a great player in the woods and out in the open. So I do see him being a solid pick if you want to go his direction here at Waco. Next up is Ganon Burr. I mentioned him earlier in the video as this was kind of his breakout event last season, and LVC 2 weeks ago, he popped off for a 2nd place finish. If you want to go with the young gun, this is not the worst place to pick him for your Survivor Leagues. Again, it is a more risky option as he's younger. We don't know how he's going to rebound from a tough loss to Drew Gibson, but he has the talent and the skills to perform well at this course. So he is definitely somebody that you could take a look at early in the season. So before I get to probably one of my favorite picks, I want to mention the top 5 guy that I will not be picking this week, and that is Ricky Wysocki. So Ricky Wysocki is my top 5 guy that I'm staying away from here at Waco. This is by far his worst tournament in the Texas swing. He has finished outside of the top 10 in 3 of the past 5 years here at this event. which is really unheard of for his performance at most events. So as much as he is one of the top players with the throwing new plastic plus his history at this event, Ricky Wysocki is somebody that I am staying away from here at Waco. Now to probably my favorite pick. He is definitely somebody that is still risky, but he always seems to perform well at Waco, is Bradley Williams. He, the last 3 years, has finished 3rd, 19th, and 10th. So he's made the cut 2 out of the 3 years. He is somebody who has a very steady game, level head, and you're probably not going to want to play at any other tournaments. So playing him here is going to be his best option to get picked. But at the same time, I completely understand going with somebody with a average Disc Golf Pro Tour finish of 36th last year is incredibly risky. So just to recap, if you're not looking to play one of the top 5 players in the league this week at Waco, my top 4 picks are going to be Kayla Visca, Chris Dickerson, Bradley Williams, and Ganon Burr. And somebody that I would stay away from is Ricky Wysocki. This week is going to be wild and crazy, just like Las Vegas. We really don't know who's going to step up and show out at this event. So please drop a comment down below if you think I'm crazy for some of these picks, or you can let me know who you are picking in your Survivor Leagues this week. And those are my Survivor picks for Waco this year. After this event, we are headed to Texas States, where we will have a much different list of Survivor picks. So subscribe if you like this type of content so you won't miss out in the future. And until then, I will see you out on the course.